Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a late 11:15 here in the Northwest. I'm gonna give people a couple seconds. Getting here is gonna update you on things that are going on tomorrow. So sit tight. It's a very dramatic intro. I'm gonna give myself that. really, really put a lot of. No, I didn't, but it was pretty dramatic. I'll give it that. Hey, so it's a still here in the home office, obviously. Didn't quite make it out on the plane today as planned. There was a terrible accident on the freeway, put us a couple hours in bumper to bumper. So, rather unfortunately, that didn't happen. Hey, what's up to everybody that's just tuning in for a quick second here? I know it's stupid early for all you guys on the East Coast, but it's kind of across the board here that I wanted to touch base with you guys. Just kind of give you an update as to what's going on. I did a post on the page, but I wanted to make sure to actually go live here for a second and let you know what's going on. So DC, I was planning on being there tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will not be there. However, family will be there to represent. So, as you guys all know, my sister Shama is an integral part of the operation here. She will be boots on the ground in DC covering things, which is really cool. I had a chance to talk to Kyle Sefchik. Hopefully, I'm saying this right. Kyle Sefchik, the gentleman who is actually putting on the event tomorrow at DC. So he's got the permit. Everything was dialed in. The convoys were supposed to kind of be there right around now. Uh, Not really happening in the best of form. I mean, it's taken a while for people to kind of get there and make it happen. So they're still moving. Don't get me wrong, and things have changed a little bit in the format in which they're going through. But as far as the routes they're taking, but I'm going to talk a little bit about that for a second here. But so I will be jumping in with the Northwest convoy route heading out of Washington here. And again, unforeseens are coming up. There's the mountain pass here has been closed due to an avalanche, which is kind of cutting off the west and the western side of the state and the eastern side. Right in the middle there, we have the Olympics or the Cascades, and the Cascade Mountains run right down there. And it's unfortunately there's been, like I said, yeah, it's been the freeway's been shut down, so I'm not sure how it's going to go tomorrow. However, I do have a breakdown of how that looks moving forward. Um, there are other portions of the convoy that are making their way around. So we have the People's Convoy right now. And I'm just going to jump into things. So first thing I want to do is let you guys know what's happening tomorrow at DC because it kicks off kind of early for us on the West Coast here. So 8 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to start things off Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be 11 o'clock Eastern Standard with an interview with Kyle Sefchik. And now he's a gentleman that I told you about earlier that's running. He'll be running for the governor of Maryland. He's organizing things there in DC. Great guy, really a huge advocate for change and for pulling back on the overreach of government involvement. And I think it's really amazing that he's still spearheading things, even though things didn't work out the way he had hoped. And I'm sure a lot of us would with obviously the best laid plans in my world. But he'll still be active at the Capitol on tomorrow with an event. And I think I have the flyer for it right here. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that up. Yeah, it's right here. So Stage of Freedom. It's at the Washington Monument. As it says, in support of our God-given rights, the convoys and the end of state of emergency, which things are changing in that as it is right now. And who knows what the real reason behind that is. Maybe it's all the push of these convoys. I don't know. Mandates and government overreach. So that'll be from noon to 5 tomorrow. Noon to 5 tomorrow in DC. We'll be live covering that. Keep in mind that at 11 o'clock, however, we should be doing a sit down, a one-on-one with Kyle prior to the event. He'll be able to talk a little bit more about the things that he's representing and the things that he feels are important, the takeaways from the event tomorrow that are going to be things you want to kind of stick in the bonnet there. I'm going to go ahead and play a couple quick videos here. I'm not going to spend too much time. I know it's late, but I want to make sure you guys know who I'm talking about. So Kyle Sevchik, the gentleman that I am referring to, had he put out a video originally, and I'm going to go play this one for you guys here, and so you kind of know what I'm talking about, know who he is and what's going on. And we're going to go here. Boom. We'll slide right into here. Boom. And this is Kyle here. So
this message is for the President of the United States of America.
I don't know why that's not going through the what's going on here, but let's see if we can do this again.
My name is Kyle.
Yeah, well, that's not working for us. So let's do this. Sorry, guys. Thought I was going to be able to play that for you. But if it's not going to work, then what can you do? You can't win them all. But this gentleman is going to be live tomorrow. And I just want to make sure that I've got everything pulled up here that I need to. I don't know why it's acting up on me, but you guys know me in technology. And it's late at night. It's been a long day. Let's see if this one will work for us here. Oh, you know what? That's what's going on here. Let's try it now. Yeah, here we go. All right, cool. We're back in business. And we're going to do this here. Thanks for bearing with me. Here we go. Hope everyone's doing okay tonight. Geared up. It's going to be a long week. We got a lot going on. Obviously all around the world, but we're going to be talking about things here locally first. So let's do this for us here.
Message is for the President of the United States of America. My name is Kyle Sevchik of the
And again, I played this for you guys, I believe it was yesterday.
And our routes meet here in D.C. on March 1st in time for your State of the Union address. We are very organized and our routes are public. I even pulled a permit for the National Mall to be respectful. I just want to be as transparent as possible from the start so there's no confusion. We are coming peacefully, and we're going to do this lawfully and constitutionally. I want the rest of the world to know our plans so that there's no twisting and lying about who and what we are. I'm coming to you as a father, a small business owner who's unaffiliated to any parties. We just want government overreach to end. On behalf of Freedom Convoy USA 2022, we are asking you to end the state of emergency. End the mandates once and for all. Sir, the world is watching us because they know that if what's happening in Canada happens to us here in the land of the free, then freedom as we know it is gone. So we are leaving the choice to you. The decision is in your hands. This whole convoy, this whole assembly on the National Mall, it doesn't even have to happen if you just end things now and we can get on with our lives. To you other convoys that plan on meeting us here, we look forward to seeing you and joining with you. We're going to do this right. We're going to do this honorably. Mr. President, we have no other motives in this mission. You see, the government, our elected officials of both parties have failed us tremendously these last 2 years. And now it's time for us, we, the people, to fix this, to end this. We're ready to get back to our lives, the ones promised and guaranteed in the United States Constitution, Bill of Rights, and the contract that you signed and swore an oath to under the one true God. This is simple. End this.
So the Freedom Convoy originally was what was going on with that one. Now, something to keep in mind there is that the Freedom Convoy, here, I'll let him explain it for himself here, actually, so you guys can hear it from the horse's mouth. So it's changed a little bit. So the Freedom Convoy dissolved, and he explains this. It got absorbed by the Peoples Convoy. So that's what's going on there. But here we go. We'll go ahead and do this for you. Sorry, you guys know me. I got to bounce around technologies and whatnot. So this is he updated and added a new video here. And this is his readdress here. So
this message is for the people of the United States of America. My name is Kyle Sevchik, and I told you that I'd be honest and transparent from the start. So here's your update. The Freedom Convoy USA 2022 has dissolved, and it's joined a much larger convoy making its way through the country. I do not speak for them, but we stand with them, and I encourage you to do the same. Ever since I launched that video last week addressing the convoys and a protest here on the National Mall,
the one we
I've
just
been
watched.
interrogated I've been censored. I've been harassed and accused by federal government agencies, especially when it came to the permit here for the National Mall. I want everybody listening to know that I will still be here March 1st, the day of the State of the Union address, exercising my First Amendment right to protest the mandates and protest to end the state of emergency that has allowed our government to have so much power.
No, he does a call out here too, so don't take it personal for anybody.
The last time a true movement made a difference in this country was the peaceful civil rights movement of the 1960s. And the reason they were so successful is because people like you and me put aside their livelihoods to exercise and express and fight for their God-given rights. This last 2 years alone, we've watched churches, schools, families, and more fall away from God, living in fear as their liberties, as their freedoms in the Bill of Rights have been stripped away. So I'm calling out you leaders, influencers, Christians, government officials, common peasants that keep talking about what needs to be done, but you haven't done anything. You keep criticizing our efforts of trying to make a better future for our children, but you're not doing anything. You need to join a convoy or meet us here on the National Mall March 1st. If you're going to say you're an American, do something.
Do something, he says, man. That's he dials it right in, you know. I'll give him this. The man's very passionate, and what he's saying, and this is what when I talked to him earlier, I want to make sure you guys know what's going on here. So when he says join the convoy, what he's saying is, you know, show your support. The convoy itself isn't about occupying DC. They're moving towards the Beltway. They're not going to get into downtown. It's not going to happen. There's no way they're ever going to be allowed in there. But it's the awareness that they're trying to raise in the process of getting there. It's about the journey, not the destination, right? They have to pick an endpoint. DC happens to be that place. Yeah, Melanie says present. But it's not about occupying the Capitol. It's not about an occupation. It's about the transportation. It's about getting there. And it's about letting people know that other people out there are thinking the same way, that are like-minded. What you have here is really kind of looking back. It's looking back on how people would communicate before we had something like this right here. And it would be to taking it to the streets. You know, you'd get out and you'd make noise. You would do what you could to get as many people looking in your direction as possible. You know, you'd pull out a little soapbox, right? Put a little fruit crate, set it down, get up, extra, read all about it type thing. Well, now we have cars, we have trucks, we have the opportunity to travel through highways and byways. And so that's what's happening here. People are traveling to DC trying to raise awareness. So to be clear, there's no occupation that's going to take place. You know, we're not going to, I don't know. I think we're looking at, someone said something about Jan 6. I think a good site to help those rest, whatever it was, which is crazy because I've seen occupations of other federal buildings and other political locations that led to little to no arrests at all. So it's this, where we're at right now is a peaceful gathering, as he said. You know, of people trying to get the word out, raise as much awareness as possible. And that's now been absorbed by the Peoples Convoy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the Peoples Convoy real quick, that page, so you know what's going on. It's actually gained a lot of traction, which is great. You know, I think it's fantastic that, you know, any cause is getting kind of the notification or the notoriety that it deserves. So let me add this here. Right, this is what we're looking at. So this is the People's Convoy here. I don't know how good you guys can. Hopefully, you guys can see this really well. But either way, so the People's Convoy. You know, they have like kind of their code of conduct here, how they want people to join if they are going to jump in on the convoy. But it's got 269,000 members. So it's a large group. And it's got stuff that's been happening. I know there's here's a video right here that was I don't know if you guys can even see that, but either way, that's not going to pull up. This was in Cuba, Missouri.
I'm gonna let Mike tell the story of this flag, where it came from, and you know, Mike's the lead truck in the convoy. Mike Landis here, and me and him went to high school together. I won't tell any more of that story, but yeah, Mike.
It's a pretty large group
in Cuba. I got to take a nice little detour coming in here through your town, and
turn that down a little bit here.
Big old bugger wave. It was pretty cool. So
I'm not sure. Hopefully you guys can still see that over there in the corner over there. Yeah,
everybody
okay.
Everybody that's participating in this is riding along with us.
People have been sending me a lot of these types of pictures. Kids prepping food for
awesome.
for handout here. The People's Convoy here, shifting gears, a rally for freedom and accountability. So
everybody that's been on the overpass coming out supporting us,
Monrovia, Indiana is where this one is planning for the second. So let's pause that for a second. So Monrovia, Indiana, and I'm going to show you guys some of the routes here, so you know what's going on. Take a look at things for those that are interested. So this was Sullivan, Missouri. So they made it to Cuba, Missouri, which is the video you're watching there. But feel free to check it out, you guys. There's a lot of footage in here. Trucker G is someone you could check out. Who's doing a lot of like the video you're seeing in the middle there, which is, you see a lot of dash cam footage. Get an idea of the open road. I will be jumping in with as many people as possible, hopefully getting as many, takes on this as I can from people that are watching and people, of course, that are involved in driving. So this is the People's Convoy official is what this one is. So, and again, it's you'll see it's at the We the People, and then the American or the bald eagle with the American flag behind it up in the corner there. And then I'll let you guys watch this at your leisure. But here's one of the pages you can go to. One of the other things I wanted to show you guys here is I'm just going to slowly check these things off as we go because I don't want to keep you up all night. But I wanted to let you know that tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard, we will be going live. So keep that in mind. And where are we at over here? So the Great American Patriot Project is one that you can tune into. So they have the convoy routes for the American truckers and the Freedom Convoy. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one up for you guys so you can see what's going on here. Make sure we add this here. Boom. So these are some of the different convoys, okay? And if you're looking to get involved, there's ways that you can jump in. You can go ahead and you can register, actually. You can register to be a vehicle in the convoy. And they've got the, as you can see, the Fresno one starting on the 2nd. Tomorrow, they've got the Central Southeast route, which is launching Weatherford, Texas, it looks like. I know there's ones that are coming through. Now, these dates might have changed, and pardon me if I'm not getting them all right, but there's so many moving parts. A lot of it's pretty fluid. There's a 3 on March 3rd. There's going to be the North Dakota to DC, starting in Minoy, North Dakota. Hopefully I said that right. And then we have tomorrow, the one that I'll be jumping in with is starting in Spokane, Washington. And again, there was an avalanche in the past that cuts off Spokane from Seattle. So the west side and the east side of the state are now dealing with an issue, and the main highway between the two is cut off. There's other ways around. The southern route, granted, I don't know if anyone's discussed how that's going to happen. So we got to wait for that to be updated tomorrow. You can see some of the dates and some of the places here. Now, where are we at over here? So this is the one that's coming in out of Washington State, starting in North Bend area, which is just outside of Seattle by about 40 minutes. And then Spokane is going to be the first main stop. And I'll show you guys kind of a map that I put together, kind of a breakdown, so you can kind of an idea of interactive map of what's happening with Washington. Ohio to Washington, D.C. On the 6th. And as you can see, this is one of the maps here. That's a 3,348 miles. One leaving out of Fresno, coming down. And then you've got from Cleveland to DC right here. You've got, this is the tail end of, this is the Ohio, obviously. Columbus, Ohio to DC. Back to the beginning here. And so this page, so you guys know again, is the Great American Patriot Project.org, and it's the routes. Whatever you're into, it's your business, but this is what's going on with these convoys here. They have, the convoy routes here. So this is what you're looking to find out about. What I can do is I'll put this in we'll do this here. Boom. All right, go back over here, and I'm going to throw this in the comments here so you know what's going on. And you can find it. There you go. Yeah, there's an avalanche. Yeah. So March 4th, the protest at the state capitals. Bring your flags and signs of freedom, all the states. So yeah, there's stuff happening here in Washington as well, and I'll be covering that throughout the week. There's a lot of stuff going on. So again, if you guys want the route location, it's in the comments. You can copy and paste that, and that'll take you to the different routes as to how they're going to get there. Now, Kyle Sefcik, good dude, and I definitely recommend you take some time. I put his. Let me throw this up here for you. This is the guy here, KyleSefcik.com. If you want to go ahead and do some reading on him, check him out. Like I said, he's running for governor of Maryland. Legitimate guy, good dude, business owner. He's involved in politics. He's doing what he needs to do to try to make a change as best he can from inside, which is fantastic. Zona, you're very welcome. And what else do we have here? So, the Northwest route. So let me show you guys that real fast. Make sure you do that. Here we go. So, which one of these is going to be the one to look at? I'll get rid of that one. We'll jump in on this one. All right, cool. All right. So the route that I'll be following tomorrow, depending on what happens with this avalanche, that might change things. I'm not sure. But we're going to take a look at this real fast here. This one? Or this one? This one. All right. So this is kind of the breakdown. I don't know how good this is for you guys, how well you can see this. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. I guess if you go full screen, yeah, it's not too bad. Let's do this for you though. So starting off over here, this is the area. Okay, so now the pass that we're dealing with, this Snoqualmie Pass, this right here is where the avalanche was. So the intro is I don't know if you guys can see my cursor on this, but hopefully you can. If not, well, whatever. Deal with it. We'll deal with it. So North Bend is where the initial kickoff is going to be going, and that starts at 2 p.m. Now the make sure we got these dates and times right for you. So yeah, so 2 p.m. we'll be leaving Seattle North Bend area. So provided we can get over the pass right here, that's just Snoqualmie Summit, and that's in the middle there, making their way down to George right here, which is the Gorge and George Vantage. It's right here by the Columbia River. And you've got the where are we at here? The Wenatchee group is going to be coming down. So apparently there's a northern contingency that's going to be joining in with the Seattle crew here in George. And that'll be happening at, let me make sure I got my times right over here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see, George. Okay, yeah. So the meeting at George is departing at 4:00 from George, Washington. You know what's crazy is I never put that together till just now. George Washington. That's ridiculous. Whole life. Here we go. That'll be going through Moses Lake, right here, and then making its way out to Spokane right here. So Spokane's about as far east in Washington as you can go. That'll be the first overnighter. So the first stayover is going to be in Spokane, Washington. And that'll be from March 1st to March 2nd. The departure time is going to be 8:30 the morning of the 2nd, heading through Idaho, which is just through the northern aspect of the Panhandle up there, and then making its way over to Montana for the next stop in Missoula, which, as it said, it'll be about a couple hours, but we should get to departing Missoula at about 12 p.m., heading east on I-90 towards Bozeman, Montana. These are actually parts of, again, there's mountain passes in here too. So there's going to be snow. There's going to be things that'll come up, you guys. There's going to be issues, I'm sure. But making their way from Missoula to Bozeman, Montana, hopefully departing there by about 4:30. So looking at about a 4-hour drive across Montana, well, to the middle of Montana here to Bozeman. And again, we're staying on I-90 East. So the route that's going to be taken is Interstate 90 heading east. And basically that's the entire route. That's going arterially. Arterial? It's an arterial feed. I don't know if arterially is the even a real word. Either way, it's going to be going from coast to coast, basically. But there's going to be the Flying J. There's going to be a couple different major truck stops: Cinex, Flying J, the Petro, the TA Travel Center. These are some of the names you'll be seeing. And I'm going to upload this map for anyone that's looking to follow along, which has, like you're seeing here on the left there, there's like the hyperlink pop out. So you can kind of take an idea and you know where you're going. And generally, the description will give you an idea of what the next stop is, because it's just hard to follow these things and kind of keep up with where everyone's going. But Billings, Montana. So the night of the 2nd to the 3rd, this will be the stop that one of the stops people will be making here in Billings, Montana. And that'll be, where are we at? They're arriving at the Pilot Dealer Town Pump. All right. Pilot Dealer Town Pump in Billings, Montana. And that's where the convoy will be staying for the night. So Billings, Montana, the night of the 2nd. This place is kind of, it was kind of home away from homes for me. I used to live right here in Sheridan, Wyoming, actually, of all places. Billings was the next big city. So we'd have to head up there when I was DJing. I'd go up there and I'd get like smoke machines and like black lights and blow people's minds down at Scooter's Bar and Grill in Sheridan, Wyoming. the only bar with carpets on the walls. Not making that up. But so Billings, the morning of, we'll be heading out of Billings, Montana. It looks like 9 a.m. So I didn't put a departure time on that. I'll have to update that. So 9 a.m. leaving Billings, Montana, heading east again on I-90. It kind of takes a dip down south towards Gillette, Wyoming, which is right here. Antelope Valley Crestfield. They don't kid around. Tons of deer and antelope and elk and all sorts of crazy stuff running around these roads. I'm going to call them antelope because that's what it says. But there are a lot of horned and hooved animals running across these highways that are real assholes. I'm going to say it right now. Real assholes. I had one try to jump through the windshield of my car once, and it tried to assassinate me. Not happy with it. It happened. Live to fight another day. But Gillette, Wyoming, get there, leaving, like I said, Billings at 9 a.m. So that's about a 4-hour drive from Billings down to Gillette. Leaving Gillette at 1 p.m. I'm giving you rough times on this one. So the departure times are a little bit more solid than the arrival times. The departure times are what we're going to focus on, because I believe that the coordinators of the events are trying to wager in travel time and hopefully variables for inclement weather or whatever things might be going on. Again, heading out I-90 east towards Rapid City, South Dakota. They'll be meeting at the Cinex off of exit 129 in Gillette, through Moorcroft and Sundance, heading through Spearfish. Now we're into no man's land, you guys. This is the Dakotas, which honestly, until I moved to Wyoming, I didn't believe that North or South Dakota were actual real places. I thought they were made up, like fictional locations that they sent people to fall off the edge of the planet. I just figured there was a huge black hole in the middle of the country. Turns out they're actually pretty beautiful. The Black Hills National Forest is gorgeous. The Badlands, all that areas is pretty amazing, actually. So we'll get a chance to show you guys that. And Waldrug is out there, which I always used to see those stickers. I never knew what it was, but it's out in this area. It's where the first place they started giving away ice. Iced beverages. You can get like iced water. People are coming far and to come to the pharmacies to get ice. Anyway, next stop is going to be Rapid City, and this is on the 3rd. So on the 3rd, coming up, which will be on, make sure I get my dates right. So Thursday the 3rd is the day we're looking at right now. And Rapid City right here in South Dakota. Not to be confused with anywhere else on the planet, but you can see we're basically at this point right in the middle of the country. Rapid City, South Dakota. We'll be meeting at the Flying J in Rapid City. Slow rolling, as it says, past Chamberlain, South Dakota, which is right in the middle here. I want to make sure I get this right. Chamberlain right here. So this is Chamberlain in the middle of, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor here, but either way, I'm having to do two things at once. And then arriving in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at 11 p.m. at the Love's Truck Stop in Sioux Falls. And That's about all I can tell you about that. Sioux Falls isn't the biggest place, but it's there. And there's going to be as it said, what we got over here? Make sure I give you guys the right information. Billings, Rapid City. All right. Well, the map's not entirely up to date. I was hoping to get some more work done on it this evening, but the night got away from me. Okay, so we'll be leaving Sioux Falls and heading from there to where are we at? What's next? Yeah, Sioux Falls. Let me double check and make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. Not that, like I said, making this map took forever, let alone getting the idea of or all the information about where we were heading with it. So, Sioux Falls will be leaving there and departing on the 4th. So, yeah, Sioux Falls is an overnighter. So, this is where I'll be staying the night of the 3rd, waking up the morning of the 4th, leaving at 10 a.m. From the Love's truck stop, and hopefully arriving between 1 and 2 p.m. At the Petro Travel Center in Albert Lee, or Lay, either way, Minnesota, over here. And that's as far as I got with this particular part of the map, because what we've got now is intersecting. Well, no, we're going to go from here. There's more. We just have, hopefully there's a, is it on here? Which one do we got? This one stopping at Albert Lee. Yeah. I'll just kind of verbalize this one for you guys so you know what's going on. So it goes from there to rendezvous with the I-94 East team. So there's a group coming down from I-94. All right, so here's I-90, Albert Lee, Minnesota. I-94 is going to be way over here. So coming down south, and right here in Oakdale, actually not right there in Oakdale, Wisconsin, there's going to be the convoy converging, and I believe that's right here. Make sure it's the right one. There's an Oakdale, Minnesota, and Oakdale, Wisconsin. I want to make sure you get the right one. I-94, Oakdale. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Either way. And then from there, the convoys will be going to the Illinois convoy is going to be departing Gilman, Illinois, from the K&H Travel Center for about 9 a.m. on the 5th. And all of that will be rendezvousing with the other teams in Oglesby, Illinois at 12:30 on the 5th. And then on the 6th, I believe the Hubbard, Ohio squad should be rendezvousing with the convoys between 12 and 4, and the ones coming in from Ohio. And so I believe we're looking at the 6th is our projected arrival date all the way over here in the great capital of our nation. So all that being said, that's kind of the plan. Hopefully you guys followed me on that one. I wasn't able to see comments, so if there's any comments before, my bad. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on with me tomorrow. There's going to be the convoy, and then you've got the happening in DC. There's going to be there's a lot of things happening in DC tomorrow, but my sister will be boots on the ground in DC, doing hand-to-hand coverage of the events taking place, compliments of the coordinator, Kyle Sefcik, who is putting together the event. So I missed the 4 and 5 day. Yeah. I'm going to post this up hopefully by the end of the evening, and then you guys can kind of pull it up and take a look at it. So that's what's happening. Keep your eyes open for that. Tomorrow, I'll also be, let me see who else we got going on. We'll be talking to people from the March for Freedom, Washington. There's going to be some stuff happening coming up later this month. What else we have going here? Also, we have some stuff going on with some events that are taking place where there's going to be some official documents that are going to be served to the local politicians here in Washington. That'll be a big one. So stay tuned for that. Also, I have friends that are right now in Ukraine. We'll be spending some time talking to them as well about things that are happening in the Ukraine. Also, family friends that are here in the U.S. that who have the family in the Ukraine. They're in Kiev, actually. And so we're going to get a chance to talk to them about things that are happening and get a real take on the on the climate and temperature between the Ukraine and Russia, and I hope that you guys will join me for that, because it'll be interesting to hear it directly from those that are historically a part of actually both countries. So a lot going on, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you guys will tune in and share the stream and become a part of the community here. I know we got a lot happening, and there's plenty of other places you can be. I'm just happy you're here with us for whatever time you want to share with us. So thank you for the comments and for all of the involvement you guys put through here in the any of the emojis, hands up, thumbs up, hearts, all of that action. It means a lot. It helps with the algorithms and all the contributions, you guys, super chats, all of that stuff. That's all going to go straight towards travel coming up over these next couple days. A few that came through already, that's definitely going to go into it. So I appreciate you guys helping make it possible. And I'm going to continue to try to give you as much coverage as possible, coast to coast. Even if it's having to outsource to other folks, I'm definitely want to make sure to give you what you need and what you want, which is the real accounts of things that are happening right here in our country, all around us, that affect us and that will continue to affect us, whether we choose to acknowledge them or not. So I appreciate you all for being a part of this and for allowing me to be a part of your lives in whatever way you choose to. Maybe it's a phone, maybe it's a TV, maybe it's just a voice in your ear, or just something annoying to shake a fist at. Either way, it means a lot that you let me be here with you. So wish you all the best. Have a great evening. Get some sleep. I know I need it, and we'll be looking forward to a long day tomorrow of a lot of interesting stuff, and I hope we'll have a good time with it too. So I love you guys. Hope all is well, and have a great night.